vlog I was doing the 25th anniversary of the TATE, and I was supposed to last week. However, I've been completely caught up with my own art show which I'm working for the 4th of July, and I will share details with you guys of course soon. But I just want to apologise for missing last week and get on to showing it, and also in the happy accident this Friday will be a members night laid on for the 25th as well, so apologise if you enjoy this week's video, and apologies for missing. So I was really happy to walk into an empty TATE like this and to again Louise Bourgeois, my mum, the spider, and this glorious sunset that comes in. It reminds me of many years ago where they had a projected kind of sunset thing in the turbine hall, and I just thought about the turbine hall, from the crack in the floor to the seeds. So many things have gone on in this spectacular space. Today they had adult kind of colouring in, which I thought was fun. They had guided tours, as you can see, and a live band playing. And I was just thinking, Bourgeois Spider at this point is like probably one of the art pieces that is like partying and seeing so much things just over this weekend already. And it makes me think, in the other venues, if you could see what that spider has seen. Moving on to this piece now, this was in the religious artifacts room of the African Museum part, which I'll show you a sign as I'm getting it all tongue twisted. But this was where I queued up around for the famous tarot reading on the other video and spent 5.5 hours. And when I started thinking about this, I realised how that's become part of the art space in itself. And there was a table with tarot cards, which I'd actually been a participant in this. It made me think about the people that have actually queued up for Yoko Ono or Maria Albovich's performance work in the past, and how the viewer becomes a participant and the memory of that becomes part of the artwork. And that was very interesting for me, just seeing how this space connects and how the memory and the existence of what has been and what still stands stays together. And maybe you think I'm overthinking this, but for me, I would love to know your views. Please put thoughts in the comments, because I was really happy to actually go in and see this and to be able to walk in this space and view the objects, because last time I was very aware of the time. We had 15-minute slots. As I said, we've been waiting for 5.5 hours. I got there first thing in the morning, basically, an hour from it opening, and it took that long, so it was in demand. I could see all these kind of artifacts. So you've got stuff like the eye, Jesus and Mary, all different artifacts from different cultures and religions. And I really like seeing this confirmation candle, the Pope, the presence of tarot behind this little figurine here, some other people viewing the actual work. I was also aware that the space is almost shaped as a cross on the bird's eye view as well, that you actually in the centre of when we done this as well. Prayer beads and some other pieces that I'm not aware of the understanding. I'm sure other people recognise other pieces while I'm viewing this. One piece for me that was highly disturbing was for a horseshoe we're going to come across, because I love horses, as you may know from previous videos. I said, oh, it's a horseshoe, and then I realised on the side it's actually displayed on a mounted foot, which really gave me the eek, the Wiggins and everything. It was just, yeah, I was a bit disturbed by that, but that point it kind of made me want to leave the room. There's me just giving you a reflection of my face, a bit spooked, and I saw the owl, and the owl was something I've been very fascinated recently after an experience quite recently, and it appears in one of my paintings that is going to be in my next show. So I was like, oh, owl. So art and religion room, and then I've gone into this famous room again. It's been in all my videos for this tape, but it was so beautiful to experience it with nobody else in the room. So I was really just enjoying that moment, the sounds, watching the space, and just being present by myself with it. This was one of the beautiful things I remember tonight. Some rooms were packed and some rooms were extremely empty, and I was really happy this room was empty. And I got to see, like for example, the puppets going around, the shadow puppets with the dream bit, and I'm always fascinated with dreams and psychology. And I was just living my White Lotus moment. Moving on to the next space now, where it was this beautiful view of the sun setting at St Paul's Cathedral and the artwork here. And I just really just thought this is what the Tate is about as well, how it centres London and Britain, and how it actually makes south side of London actually truly spectacular, because you're on the south side of the river. It's famous for people not wanting to go on that side, and we have the Tate Modern. I love that. And this was a study of a monument, as you could just see, and then I will go into Electric Dreams, where I really wanted to see this exhibit. A lot of the exhibits like Lee Bowery was complete manic queues, which I was grateful I saw before, but I went into here. I feel like I'm in a Stanley Kubrick horror film. So there's balloons and bits going around where I'm just kicking them and being basically an oversized child, where the only other people engaging was the children and adults just walking by. I thought from that experience to visualise my mum, this could be seen a bit like a horror film, but I went to a talk there and then I went to another talk, and I loved this particular speaker, who also pointed out that Warhol made his frames and they're crooked, as you can probably see there. We ended in Rothko's rooms, which I was so happy with, as you probably gathered from the videos. This is one of my favourite spaces, and now that was the end of the night, and come back tomorrow where I will be announcing something exciting.